Are we watching Brady fall off the cliff?
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Yes, we are. Now,
I needed that in my
by the way,
life.
I know why our producers show that. That was the first day I was on this show. Say he'll be a bum in short order because it makes good TV.
I've got your back on that. You've apologized for that from the very next day.
And that's the temptation in TV is to be hyperbolic. And I don't like to name call primarily, so I apologized the very next day. But more, I was being glib, but more than that, it's not exactly what I meant. And if you played me from the second show, guys, you'll see exactly what I meant, which is not, he is falling from such heights, the greatest of all time, that on the way down, he's still going to be an effective quarterback. It's not that he's not an NFL quarterback, but he's not elite. Is he in the MVP conversation this year?
No, he's not.
He's not. Is he an elite quarterback right now?
I mean, I still think he is.
You have faith that he is, but is he giving you evidence that he is?
Just how cerebral, being such a veteran, I still think he could go to a Super Bowl.
Right, but no, he's not. And in fact, my prediction came true right on time. This was the season that I thought he would no longer be elite. To give him credit, he has pushed it as far as he can go. And in fact, truth be told, I thought it would be an injury that did it. I didn't want to say it out loud. Just exposure to the NFL at a certain age when you get more brittle. You know, I thought an injury would knock him out the way it knocked out Kobe Bryant, the way it knocked out Derek Jeter as elite players, the way it knocked out Peyton Manning. But it didn't. Good for him. But this isn't Tom Brady anymore. This is some lesser version of him. We're seeing it now. And that's what I mean. And it's happened.
I refuse to entertain this subject. I'm so disgusted with this subject. Look at Gronk, he's not the same. Look at Edelman, he's not the same. Josh Gordon is there. He's got promise, but we all know his history. Chris Hogan, all right, Sony Michel is running the football effectively enough. You look at the Patriots defense and the opportunistic tendencies that they once had, they're not the same. Everything around Tom Brady has essentially dissipated. One could make the argument when you consider the fact that they blew the game against Miami the way that they blew it and how everybody was bloviating about how there's a price that's going to be paid because Bill Belichick had to apologize to the public for them making those kind of errors that they made in that loss to Miami to then turn around this week and stink up the joint, all right, offensively. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's something to point to around Tom Brady that speaks to the absence of quality compared to what he has had, even when they had relative no-names, okay? Even when they had guys that weren't necessarily all-pro, all-world, Detroit Browns of the world and others. The bottom line is these brothers performed for Tom Brady. That's not what's happening now. And I'm just going to close by saying this and hand it to you, Damian. I'm not trying to sit up there and say that Tom Brady is everything that he was, but I don't see some precipitous drop-off in him. I don't see an individual that I can point to and say, they lost that game because of him. He's just not what he used to be. Damn, they should have held on to Garoppolo, etc. I see the pieces around him that have not played up to snuff. And that is what I am pointing to in terms of your argument. It's more about the Patriots, Max, and less about Tom Brady.
We still gonna just keep going on about this cliff, huh? Is that we're gonna?
Sometimes if you don't,
why do we keep bringing
your own back?
Why do we
no
keep?
music,
Why do we keep bringing this up? This whole cliff argument. Because when I think of the cliff, I mean, obviously, when somebody falls off a cliff, I mean, it is just a straight drop. And when I watch Tom Brady, there is nothing that signals to me that this dude is a scrub. Because when someone falls off a cliff, that's the first thing you think of is this dude is now a scrub. There's no scrub in Tom Brady right now. I've always pointed to the fact that Gronk has always been the guy that sets the table in the passing game. Gronk is a shell of himself. And because he's a shell of himself, it's trickled down to everyone else. And Max, in a team game, in a team sport, you're only as good as the guys you play around. And right now, when you look at the Patriots, these guys, Gronk is not what he used to be. These guys can't separate like they once did back in the past, and it has an effect on Tom Brady. This whole notion that Tom is falling off a cliff, and I point to what's
regressed? Has Tom regressed?
Is he in decline?
He's not. Yes, he's in decline. Yeah, of course he's in decline.
Let me-
Father Tom catches up with everyone.
Right.
He's in decline. But to say that he's falling off a cliff, Max, come on, man.
I will say
That's
this.
too
Well,
extreme.
I'll admit something right now. I'll admit that he is not going gentle into that good night. That when I said cliff, I did anticipate a more obvious drop. And he is fighting it so well
that is all we ask.
Right, that it's more, wait.
That's
that
all
it's,
we ask.
That it's more of a gradual decline than I thought.
Thank you.
So you,
But
you contradicted what you said.
But you guys have to admit that it's more precipitous than what you thought.
No.
And I got the date right where he would no longer be Tom Brady. This was the year that it was going to happen. On the outside, he pushed it as far as he could. But the reason
he did not.
Yes, I gave him 18 months, and then
But he
once
said
the 18 months
41.
were
Isn't he
up,
41
this
right
was
now?
the season. And Warren Moon, by the way, who was the only other quarterback ever really effective, Pro Bowl level effective at age 41, said he notices the decline.
Hold on. I want to give the Patriots some bulletin board material. So you thought it was going to be this, but it's actually this.
Yeah, it's more like a ravine than a
So wait a
cliff.
minute,
So we want to clear
so let me
that
ask you a
up.
question.
Yeah.
Are they losing because of Tom Brady right now? Or are they losing because of other factors outside
Actually,
of
the
Tom
last
Brady?
2 weeks, it was mistakes by Brady, actually, yeah. Last 2 weeks. Yeah.
So Brady's making tackles in their run defense.
No, but I will say this. Brady this
And
year,
Brady's dropping passes.
guys, this entire year.
And Brady's not getting open.
Has he thread the needle? Guys are open. When he gets those chunk plays, it's because guys are open by 15 yards. That is Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels.
Let's go by the numbers
He has
here.
always benefited from that, but it's obvious now.